Suntem la Timișoara, unde are loc campionatul național de Mondioring, chiar acum în spatele meu, unde cei mai buni câini din România și nu numai concurează pentru titlul de cel mai bun câine în Mondioring categoria 1, 2 și 3. Eu am concurat deja cu Butelie în categoria 1, am luat examenul, avem parte de disciplină, avem parte de sărituri peste obstacole, atac, pază de persoană, toate aceste lucruri absolut spectaculoase, focuri de armă, o să vezi toate aceste lucruri în acest video, iar acum hai cu mine pe teren să vezi.
Cuși! Rest. Hello. Yes.
Leo. Leo.
Así. Ok. Aport.
Bravo.
Ok. Cuși! Así. Ah. Ok.
Nu, da-mi să face fauna.
Ok. Cuși!
Eu. Dați la Tudor filmările, că am filmat cu telefonul lui Tudor.
Zarasi! Zar cuși! Zar debut!
Ce aveți, domnule?
Cuși!
Brother, everything what I remember what she do, she write everything.
Así. Look.
În ce restaurant ce faci asta? Și pentru câini, de ce?
Mai râde. Știi de ce râdeam? Suntem în păsă în părte. E oameni.
Tot mai.
Le mai zic că sunt mai de acasă. De-aia râdeam. Și eu zic că e drăguț, că invităm câte e proastă săracă.
Da, de la ăla? Bravo.
L-a aruncat în sus și a picat deodată de ceva. Că l-a aruncat în sus. L-a scăpat, l-a aruncat în sus. A picat de sus. El nu el o alunecat. Da. Păi nu, din mână i-a zburat. Nu se răzășoapă. De unde ăsta? De unde ăsta? Din state?
On the count of three, we go. First to the other side wins. 1, 2, 3, go! Woohoo! I win again! Sorry, you are just too slow. Zarkushi!
vrea să dea drumul.
Asta mușcă și pentru caze. Yeah.
S-a emoționat.
Dar nu-i necomun, să mai întâmplă.
Da. Se mai întâmplă. Și s-a făcut unul de ditele cu textul în situația asta. Poate să se facă. A făcut o rangă.
Dai o rangă, scoate glaciară,
Dar ți mai reconstituie, mai frumos ca...
Bravo!
Nu, da.
Dogs?
Yeah,
People?
yeah, it was very good. Everywhere you go, it's different levels. Some with more experience, some with more training, some dogs stronger, some dogs less. It was nice to come out to Europe. What I enjoy most about the competition is I get to see dogs I've never seen before.
Right.
So I have to go out there and see what they do and just do my best to help the judge, make the
You have
determination.
experience both in Europe and in the US.
Yes.
What would be some similar things, apart that we have rules, but what would be also some differences in, way of doing things and that you can feel now that you...
I would say the judging is similar. We do very good with bringing the judges from Europe over to the US. The biggest difference is the travel. The way you have people coming from one country to another,
Yeah.
we have one state to another.
Okay.
The US is very big and the community is very small. So I would say that obvious there's much more dogs here in Europe. The level is similar. There are some dogs that need a little bit more training, some very strong dogs that do very well, very strong training. It's just the concentration. There's many more dogs here than in the US. So we will have the same types where some do well and some do not so well, but just less numbers. So this competition is almost 30 dogs
Yeah.
for a regular competition.
Yeah.
Our regular competitions can be 7 to 15 dogs for a normal competition.
All three levels.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, Mondioring, because now we're talking to people that don't necessarily know what Mondioring is, so I would like to know what Mondioring is for you.
For me, in comparison to the other dog sports, it's very much about the environment. It's an ever-changing program.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of surprises, I'm sure, as you saw in the program today. Margaret McKenna's a renowned judge in Mondio, and she's very clever with the way that she sets things up. So as much as it's our job to challenge the dogs, she's challenging the training by having clever scenarios where the dogs may not be ready to see what they're seeing. So for Mondio, your dog has to be prepared for anything.
Okay.
But it's very environmental. The dogs may have to go pick something up in water, or they have to go through different types of accessories, and there's a potential that you may see something that you haven't trained for. So you really have to train for everything.
And do you have in the US the same? This is a sport where you have mainly Malinois.
Yes.
Why do you think? Because it's not. I mean, other dogs can participate.
Yes. Yes.
So, and now you have an experience with several breeds. How is it in the US, and why do you think? Malinois are the best
Uh,
or most used? I don't know if
Yes.
they're the best. I want your
yes,
opinion.
definitely. The Malinois has been used for bite sports for many generations, so they're more poised for success. They're faster, they're quicker to learn, and they're extremely intelligent. Whether abroad or in the U.S., there's definitely enthusiasts of many other breeds, and it's nice to see the different dogs that are able to work. They definitely need to be trained different and work different, but they work just the same when the training is good and the quality of dog is good. In the U.S., we've seen Bouvier, Rottweiler, Doberman, um, different breeds that you wouldn't normally see, and it's definitely more difficult, just because their bloodlines haven't been prepared as much as the bloodlines for ring sports as the Malinois. So that's why the Malinois tends to be superior.
Now, going to your experience as a decoy,
Yes.
what does a decoy mean for you?
To be a decoy, your job
And to
is
be a good decoy.
a good decoy. The
Because
most
you are a good decoy, that's what
I,
I'm asking.
I appreciate. The most important quality is humility. You need to be able to be judged. Just as the competitors are being judged, we are being judged. And we're being told whether we're doing something right or wrong, and we always have to do better. The most important qualities of a decoy, to me, is fairness. When you work across the level, you have to work the same for each dog. You have to bring the same amount of opposition, the same amount of fight, and you have to be fair. If you can put your ego aside and be happy when you win, but also clap for the dog when they win, I think that's the most important quality. But the other is to bring opposition. It's to fight. We are there to challenge the dog, and to be passive is not the best strategy. You need to be prepared for the fight, you need to give good opposition, and you need to try and take points where you can. But when you try to take points, you just make sure from one dog to the next, you are as fair and equal as you were for the last.
And I would, taking from your experience, what would be some tips and tricks for people watching you, watching us, that would like to think, or maybe they're at the beginning of Mondioring, they don't have that much experience, they are thinking about starting Mondioring. What would be some tips and tricks based on your experience?
Most importantly, to turn to the decoys that have been there before. I would not be the decoy I am today if it wasn't for the decoys that I've worked with. There are many trainers that want to help, but to truly understand the work, it's best to go to the people that have worn the suit before. So my best experiences and my best educations came from top decoys that were able to pass knowledge down to me to allow me to learn how to do my job better.
And this is your first time in Romania?
Second.
Second. Okay.
Second, yes.
How do you find Romania?
Romania is very cool. There's a lot of cool dogs here. I came to the World Championship 2 years ago.
Yeah, in Atac, close to here.
That was my first super selection, and I was able to meet some of the Romanian people, Cesar and Alex. When I was just in Spain, Alex helped me do the super selection with his dog. So there's great camaraderie. Not just in Romania, one of the things I love most about the dog sports is I've made friends from different countries, and what's really cool is I may see my friends from Belgium here.
Yeah.
And I saw them in Spain, and I saw them in Romania. And my friends from Romania, I saw them in Romania, I saw them in Spain. And what's really cool is the community is very strong, and we are all crazy for the dog sport. So we travel. I came from the US to Germany to Budapest to drive here for the dogs. So, you know, we all go through great lengths to come together to do these activities.
And just like last question would be,
Yes.
if you could sum up Mondioring in 1 or 2 words, what would be the most important for you?
being prepared for anything.
Anything.
In
As a participant or as a decoy?
both.
Both.
As a participant, when you're training, maybe one day you train in the same place, you have to train somewhere different. You have to try something different. Maybe you get a pool with water and you do positions in the water. It's the surprises of Mondio that are really, really special. Because even though I've been doing Mondio for a few years now, every competition I see something new. So it's very important for the evolution to keep trying to grow, and Mondio forces you to grow. If you look at what was done in the World Championship this year and you try to use that to train for next year, you will be at a loss because everything will be different again. So be prepared for anything.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.